Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. This is our report, Violence Against Women. Violence against women, VAW, appears as one of the country's pervasive social problem. According to the 2017 National Demographic and Health Survey conducted by the Philippines Statistic Authority, 1 in 4 women aged 15 to 49 has experienced by physical, emotional, or sexual violence by their husband or partner. It is indeed alarming that despite efforts to address the concern, VAW persists. The term violence against women means any act of gender-based violence that results in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, or psychological harm or suffering to women, including threats of such acts, coercion, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty, whether occurring in public or private life. Defining violence against women, VAW. The Magna Carta of Women in the Philippines defines VAW as any act of gender-based violence that results in physical, sexual, or psychological harm or suffering to women, including threats of such acts, nausea, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty. Violence against women may be one of the first crimes committed. Unstructuralized oppression. It is not widespread because of men's socially constructed rules as man, or because they possess specific physical features that intimidate others from committing the violence. Types of violence against women. Sexual violence is any sexual act, attempt to obtain a sexual act, or other directed against as a person's sexuality using coercion by any person regardless of their relationship to the victim in any setting. Second, physical violence, the most detectable form of VAW. It involves causing physical or bodily harm against other person. Psychological violence include acts such as isolation from other, verbal aggression, threats, intimidation, control, harassment or stalking, insults, humiliation, and defamation. Psychological force or violence involves causing harm to a victim through the use of emotional manipulation, resulting in mental suffering. Some forms of psychological violence include constant putting down of a woman, diminishing her value because of her socially constructed role, or judging how she acts or how he does. Economic abuse or violence. Economic violence is any act of behavior which causes economic harm to an individual. Economic violence can take the form of, for example, property damage, restricting access to financial resources, education, or labor market, or not comply with economic responsibilities such as alimony. Sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is a specific form or sexual violence necessarily occurs outside one's home. The sexual act may not necessarily be forced or take a physical form. Manipulation, intimidation, blackmail can be used to coerce someone into having sex performing sexual acts. The Philippines anti-sexual favor in an institution wherein the person who demands the act in moral harassment regardless of what the victim agrees to partake in the act if a woman feels discomfort for distress during the request, supplication, or act, it is considered harassment. Sexual harassment includes unwelcome sexual advance, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature in the workplace or learning environment according to the Equal Employment or Opportunity Commission.
Other form of sexual violence. Rape is defined as forced or coerced penetration of the anus using a penis. Other body parts or an object. Attempt rape is called gauge rape and insists sexually intercourse between persons so closely related that they are forbidden by law to marry. Marital rape is the act of sexual intercourse with one spouse without the spouse's consent and is considered a form of domestic violence and the sexual abuse. The Philippines defines and finalizes the acts as rape under RA No 8353. Violence against a woman (BAP) is a form of sexually violence due to cultural practices such as forcing children to become child brides and female genital mutilations which can be to the STDs or early pregnancy. Domestic violence is a violence committed by someone in the victims of domestic circle, such a partner and ex-partners, immediate family members, other relatives, and family friends, and how effects for women participate in the public sphere and can lead physically, sexually, physiologically, and economic abuse. The how cause treating a victim of BAW including physical treatment, therapy, shelters, training for advocates, and prosecutions of the perpetrators. Laws in the BAW include Republic Act 1962 and the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. Bows any acts of gender-based violence that results in physically, sexually, or physiologically harm to suffering to the woman, including threats or coercions and the privation of liberty. Then that's all. Thank you.